Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph and this is Colony Ship. We just got done talking to the archivist for the Protectors. Not the Protectors, the Brotherhood. And so we're going to go exploring that area. See, on the memorial. Monument to the heroes of the mutiny. Their softly glowing names invite closer examination. Touch a random name. Junior Technician Gladys Sneed faced a hard decision during her last shift on Fabrication Line 5. When one of the members of her cell was arrested, Gladys knew it wouldn't be long before the crew of Ship Authority Start that again. Gladys knew it wouldn't be long before a crew of Ship Authority butchers kicked in her door. She considered running, but where was there to go that those goons wouldn't find you? She could accept her fate with dignity, losing her life but giving her captors nothing. It would be a small victory and purely symbolic. Or she could bring the fight to them and strike a decisive blow against tyranny. She wouldn't survive to see the Ship Authority fall, but her name and good work would be passed on and inspire countless others. Wearing an explosives-laden vest beneath a heavy work coat, Gladys surrendered to a couple of dim-witted guards on their usual rounds, collecting bribes. After confessing her membership in a secret terrorist organization, she was quickly escorted into the innermost sanctum of the local security depot. Proclaiming her undying love for free peoples everywhere, the junior technician from Fabrication Line 5 detonated the bomb, executing over 100 Ship Authority lackeys in one righteous strike. May the story of her sacrifice be told until the dawn arrives for all good people of the ship. Alright. Alright, that is blocked off. So we got a guard to this area here. We got Anders. Let's talk to this guard. Name? Asked the guard, pulling out a notepad with a cracked screen. Jeremiah. Not on the list, says the guard. Move along. Alright. We're not on the list. Let's talk to Anders. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Liberty. The man gives you a quick once-over and smiles. First time? Are you here to spend some credits or strike a blow against tyranny? Tyranny? Tyranny, the man repeats gravely. The enemy of freedom. It comes in different guises, trying to fool you, but it wants one thing and one thing only, to subjugate and control. Unlike the Brotherhood? Exactly right, nods the man, refusing to take the bait. If not for us, you'd still be suffering under the yoke of the Ship Authority. Question our methods if you must, but never our goals. Well, I guess I can find time to strike a blow or two against tyranny. Excellent, smiles the man. I'm Simon Anders, political officer. Pleased to meet you. What does a political officer do? If he has connections, enjoys a nice office and 3 hot meals a day, he rubs his hands to warm up. If he doesn't, greets new arrivals during the day and writes reports at night. I see. So what do I have to do? Attend a meeting and make some friends. And that's all. You think you can do that? What kind of meeting? Hopefully nothing but some workers wanting to strike a blow for liberty. Not everyone can enjoy freedom, knowing it is denied to their brothers and sisters across the divide. After all, we have not promised to free the enslaved, or have we not promised to free the enslaved? Of course, the leadership welcomes such unwavering devotion to our great cause, even if it doesn't flow through the right channels. But while we must hope for the best, We must be vigilant and ready for the worst. Our enemies are constantly plotting to our demise, even as we speak. They can corrupt weaker minds, make them think that white is black and black is white. Such rot cannot be allowed to spread. So you have a mutiny on your hands? Quite ironic, I know. But then again, anyone who remembers what life was like under the ship authority is long dead. The new generations, they don't understand the sacrifice, the struggle. They don't see the protectors for what they are, so we must constantly remind them. Why me? Why not you? I look at you and I see a capable man, eager to prove himself. I also see a new face that won't raise any suspicions. Huh, this sounds oddly familiar. Surely you have plenty of people capable of breaking meetings and skulls alike. If the meeting is harmless, breaking it up by force will do more harm than good. If it isn't harmless, rounding up the foot soldiers won't do us any good either. So if they're overzealous supporters, I leave them alone. And if they're not, then we'd like to know more about them. A lot more. Starting with who their ringleaders are. Think they'd tell me? If they think you're one of them, without a doubt. Where does this meeting take place? Residential Deck C. That's all I know. Take the elevator down and ask around. I'm sure someone will point you in the right direction in no time. These things aren't exactly a secret. They want to spread their message, so they'll talk to anyone who isn't flagged. Flagged? Not one of ours. Why do you think I'm asking you to go there? I'll see what I can do. Are we working for the Brotherhood now? Asks Evans. He doesn't seem too happy about it. We're taking a closer look at the Brotherhood. That's all. He's right, says Jed, nodding at you. Let's not rush to judgment. For everything the Brotherhood's done, Evans says angrily. The Brotherhood didn't do anything the other two wouldn't have done in a heartbeat. Given half a chance, says Jed. I'll keep that in mind if I were you. Alright? Oh, now we can talk to that guy. That must be the way to, Oh no, there's the residential decks right there. Well, let's go back and talk to this guy. Well, no, here, let's finish checking out this room, this floor. Examine this memorial. Monument to the heroes of the mutiny. Their softly glowing names, inviting closer examination. Private Timothy Jenkins. Trouble began when he refused to obey an unlawful order. His commanding officer wanted a group of protesters, exercising their right to assembly, forcibly disband. Although Jenkins carefully explained his objections to his commanding officers, that brute cared nothing for justice or morality. He was just another willing pawn of the ship's authority's corrupt regime, and the righteous private had little choice but to execute his this criminal masquerading as a servant of the people. The glow and the radiance of his energy shield, Private Jenkins stood his ground to the last, eventually dispatching 27 low-life enforcers to the void, and sending an unmistakable message to the powers on high. With his final breath, the hero rejoiced that he would die a free man, and it entreated all of us to fight on until every citizen of the ship was liberated from their chains. Alright, let's go check out here. some up here too. We got this guy. All right, let's go up here first. Examine the globe. Brief history of the Pan-American Protectorate, says the narrator. Touch the globe to begin. The Independence War, says the narrator, and the landscape changes, taking you back to the olden days. Long, long ago, the free lands of America were ruled by the Europeans, cruel masters from across the Great Sea. Their harsh taxes and arbitrary laws were a great burden to the peaceful colonists, such as the tyrannical ship authority once subjugated our people. As their descendants would do centuries later, the colonists rose up, drove out the European overlords, and declared their independence. For the first time in Terran history, people were free to pursue happiness and live in peace in a land with no masters. World War II, says the narrator, and the world changes once again. Giant tanks crawling on its surface, airplanes buzzing like flies around you. Much later, trouble again reached out from across the ocean. Once more, Europe set their gun sights on the United States of America. Without warning, they began attacking American ships and preparing terrifying engines of war. The dauntless Americans set aside their plows, took up their guns, and crossed the water to fight the enemy for freedom in the great event called D-Day. D for destruction. Once again, the world found peace, if only for a short time. But that war taught the states of the free a very important lesson. If you want peace, prepare for war. And through their history, the Americans desired nothing so much as peace. The Great Oil Conflict, says the narrator, introducing the next milestone. The cities grow bigger and taller, spreading and merging into megacities. The extractors work day and night, but it's not enough. Great were Mother Earth's gifts to all her children: black oil, rare metals, clean water. But some of her children, the same fractious nations that seemed to exist for no reason but to cause trouble, refused to share these precious resources with the greatest and wealthiest nations of old Earth. Once again, it fell to the steel guardians of peace and prosperity to right this wrong and ensure that no nation would be allowed to hoard Mother's bounty at the expense of others. The Unification Wars, the narrator says with pride, introducing the last hurdle the Pan-American Protectorate had to overcome on its way to greatness. Thanks to the Americans' courage and diligence, the United States prospered greatly, even as her neighbors to the north and south wallowed in poverty. For the gift of wise governing, of the people, by the people, for the people, was one they refused to embrace. Then, an old gray scholar by the name of Monroe proclaimed it the Americans' duty to bear this burden for all of the people of the Western Hemisphere, uniting them in a single sprawling territory and their greatest nation on Earth. I think they've got their history mixed up just a wee bit here. But the ancient colonial powers never rested. Soon they reared their ugly serpent heads and began whispering their lies into certain unwelcome ears, turning brother against brother. And once more blood ran like a river in flood. The corpses were piled as high as the hills, and smoke blackened the skies. The enemies of freedom did foolishly rejoice, for they did not understand that the tree of liberty only grows stronger when her roots are soaked in the blood of patriots and petty tyrants alike. From the ashes of these wars, the Pan-American Protectorate rose like a phoenix, a burning example to men and women everywhere. All right. It's an odd history lesson, but a history lesson nonetheless. Let's talk to this guy. A young man is reading something on his datapad. What are you reading? Liberty for All, this week's release. What's that? The government weekly update. Here in the Brotherhood, the government reports to the people, he says with pride. What's in that report? Let's see, says the man looking at the screen. The living standards are going up for the third month in a row. Employment is almost 100%. No wonder the government approval rating is so high. So everything is going great because the government says so? Because it's a self-evident truth requiring no discussion, declares the man. The pursuit of liberty leads to prosperity, while tyranny always leads in defeat. The Protector's regime is in its death throes, so the days of liberation grows closer. Where did you hear that? It's all in the report. Food riots, armed protests, police desertions. They learned nothing since the mutiny. Nothing at all. I don't recall seeing any riots there. Because they wouldn't let you see them, says the man, quickly solving this mystery. All right. The Burning Heart. Let's go over here. Examine the machine. The closer you get to the machine, the louder and hotter it gets. It bears the scars of countless repairs and replacements done over the centuries, but it's still running and keeping the city alive. Steel 5. We have a Steel 4. Alright, so Brotherhood. I just dropped my pen. Brotherhood. 4-1. Burning Heart. Steel 5. Steel 6. Another Steel 5. Bartender. Haven't seen you here before. The bartender pours you a drink. Welcome to the Brotherhood. What's on the menu today? Depends on your rank. You're a guest, so we'll treat you as such. How about fried eggs and bacon? Real eggs? I call them ship real. 60% organic. Alginic acid. Yeah, those big words. They're gonna melt in your mouth. What rank are you talking about? Sounds like a Protector's thing. Hey, watch your mouth. I was talking about your social rank, friend. In the Brotherhood, that's a measurement of your contribution to society. If you work tirelessly to make this the best place to live, you should be treated accordingly, don't you think? If it's the other way around, if you're nothing but a burden to your fellow men and women, why should you enjoy the benefits of our civilization? Who decides a person's social status? We the people, he smiles broadly, clearly pleased that you asked an expected question. Well, the government decides, of course, but they represent the people. Is that the goal? To make the Brotherhood the best place to live on the ship? Only ever since the mutiny. Look, the Protectors in the church, they tell you to follow some dusty old rules scribbled down someplace by someone long dead. We offer freedom. It's as simple as that. It's why Matherson started to defect. Did? You didn't know? Oh, it's quite a tale. The Protectors spin all kinds of lies about us for their people. I mean, how else would they keep them from switching sides, right? Right. When Matheson was promoted to top man, he was given access to all kinds of classified information, including the truth about our quality of life over here. He asked why he couldn't have it as good as us. You know what they told him? The mission says we can't. The end. So Matheson was planning to defect and take as many good people with him as he could. The Executive Council couldn't have that, so they had them all executed, just like gassing a family of mind worms. Can you believe that? Quite a tale. Alright, nothing big there. Let's talk to this guard. Lost friend? The guard says amicably. He looks bored and eager for conversation. Just looking around. Might be a lot to take in, agrees the guard. Where did you come from? The pit. I was there when we tried to liberate the pit. Damn shame we had to withdraw and leave your people to fend for themselves. That's one way of looking at it. And what did Braxton do after we left? Tried to kill Jonas and take over. At least he's dead now, so maybe Jonas would finally see reason. Can you tell me about the Brotherhood? Best place to live, the guard assures you. Nothing is perfect, but if you consider the alternatives, I don't need to tell you, you probably lived in a shipping container all your life. It has its perks. All except one. Civilized society, says the guard, gesturing around. Most of it was built back on old Earth to resemble her great cities. They wanted the first generation to feel right at home, so that's what you're looking at. Home. Which cities? Look, I'm just telling you what I heard. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But trust me when I tell you that the builders of this thing knew what they were doing. All this space. We need the open sky if we want to keep our sanity on a voyage this long. I once spent 6 months working maintenance, ceiling so low I could touch it. Good pay, but after a few months you start getting suffocated in your own skin. What about the protectors? The ship authority was bad, but the protectors are worse. Much worse. You see, the ship authority never believed we could win, so they didn't take us seriously until the very end. The protectors won't make the same mistake. Mark my words. Tell me about the church. They say they're neutral, but if you ask me, they're just waiting. It works well for them so far, shrugs the guard. Okay. So we got that door, that needs a sneak 6. Let's go over here and check out the gun runner. Steel 4. We got Steel 4, right? Yeah. .45 ammo. No, didn't think so. Welcome to the gun runner, smiles the storekeeper. All our weapons are field tested and well suited for bringing freedom everywhere you go. Field tested, that means used. Browse the wares. See what he's got here. Spitfire submachine gun. Shredder, sledgehammer, a war club. Wow, these are expensive. Main gas, lots of ammo. Improved assault armor. Blue explorer's coat. 998, is that better than what Jed's got? It is better than what Jed's got. might buy that. Yeah, let's buy that. Whoops. Alright, so see, we've got 555, so it's 888. This is 864, so we're better off with what we got on there. Alright. Evans. He's got a lot of armor handling left. He's got on this. Jeremiah and Faith is all right. Up here and a door down. Oh, that's that sneak. Cock the medic. He's got just that stuff. All right, good there. Sneak. All right, let's go talk to this guy over here. State your business. All right. Coming over here. Talk to this guy. Can I see your requisition? Asked the guard blocking your way. The what now? If you were assigned a personal unit, I need to see the requisition stating your deck and unit number. If you were not assigned a unit, you have no business being down there. What if I'm meeting some friends? You can tell me these friends' names and unit numbers, and I can call them up for you. I'm working for Political Officer Anders. The guard quickly steps aside and snaps to attention. At ease, soldier. Alright, to the residential decks. Haven't seen you around here before. The man's tone makes it clear he expects an answer and is in a position to demand it. Just passing through. You're just passing through my block? He taps the metal badge on his jacket. If anything untoward happens, I'm responsible. They, pointing up, will hold me accountable, and therefore I am holding you accountable. For taking a stroll through this lovely neighborhood? Among other things, he nods grimly. So quit pussyfooting around and tell me what you're doing here. If you're a new talent or a tenant, show me a requisition order. If you're here on business, you need to know what said business is and who authorized it, name and rank. I do everything neatly and purposefully, so when they ask, I can answer to everyone's satisfaction. I'm new here. I don't know your customs. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, he replies, mouth turned down in disappointment. I'm Representative Travis, elected to speak and answer for the free people of Block 17. Sounds like an important job. What does the position entail? A constant headache, that's what it entails. You'd think keeping some folk in line wouldn't be such a chore. But there's always a few who just have to stir things up. How does the saying go? One rotten fish spoils the whole barrel? Was it a potato? You know what I mean. Yeah, keeping free people in line can be challenging. You said it, brother. How many times do you think I've told Watley off for selling surplus end tabs? If word gets out, it'll come down on all our heads. But does he listen? He morosely shakes his head. Want me to talk to this Watley fella for you? Why is it such a big deal selling end tabs anyways? Other than unlicensed commerce being against the law, end tabs are supposed to be free, provided by the ship for all citizens. They're a fundamental human right. Of course, they're getting smaller and less nutritious, but that kind of problem is outside my scope of duties. Not only is that dumb bastard undermining the natural order, he must be selling them from somewhere, which is a whole other crime. Alright, let's see, examine the train, examine the elevator. That's how we go back up. Let's examine this elevator here. The elevator looks like it's been out of service for years. When the second elevator stops working, the residents will have to use maintenance shafts to move between the decks. An old train that used to take the workers to the factory and beyond. The tunnel had long collapsed and the train didn't fare any better. Alright, we're going to call this one short a little bit right here today. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. I have been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there. And I'll talk to you later.